How are you there? Perhaps you need to let this sink in. What the Lord told us yesterday, that there are some people in the mining industry who are not called mafia. Ordinary Zimbabweans were just doing mining business, who had mines. And because of conversations with SADC, the region, these politicians that got money, that got mines that belonged to Zimbabweans. Let us sink in. So there is a vast accumulation of Zimbabwean mineral resources by politicians in the SADC region and beyond, says the Lord, and beyond. But I'm flabbergasted by the SADC region members. Because why SADC? Because Zimbabweans are in SADC countries, in Botswana, in South Africa, in Zambia, and wherever around, especially in South Africa, where they are persecuted by the government, by the police, by Home Affairs, even by the people. Yet all along, the comrades are having minerals, are having mines, they're eating Zimbabwean monies, millions of dollars. Every year, the comrades are eating in Zimbabwe. And then they come here to South Africa and then they tell Zimbabweans that they are illegal, they are this and that and that. What is illegal is the ANC's relationship with Zanu PF. What is illegal and must stop is the ANC's relationship with Zanu PF. The day we get rid of Zanu PF and their ANC parties from Harare, it's a day Zimbabwe will be free. So you see, this gold mafia is deeper than you think. It's not just the Emerson Mnangagwa and his friends. It's also the politicians, even ANC politicians, eating money there, destroying Zimbabwe. You see, so they have got no incentive whatsoever to fix the country. How do you fix a country when the neighboring powerhouse, the regional power, has got politicians that are corruptly involved with the local Zimbabwean politicians? There's no way you can fix it. I'm tired of these people here in this country who tell Zimbabweans, go and fix your country. How can you fix your country when the comrades are eating together with those Zimbabwean comrades? There is no way you can say poor people who don't have guns, who don't have weapons, who don't have any rights whatsoever must go and change their country and they remove someone who has got all the power and who are aided by a foreign government that also has got power. And they are corrupt together. So they are in it together. So you see, because we're going to be having elections in August in Zimbabwe, and the ZEP permits have been extended after a long political battle between the people and Home Affairs. Now, something tells me that this whole thing looks like a bargaining chip that the corporates have over Zanu PF. Of course, Zanu PF wants the ZEP permit to be extended because they don't want 5 million Zimbabweans barging into Zimbabwe because of expiring passports, expiring permits, and also holding an election a month later on. So they don't want that. They don't want that situation. They want the Zimbabweans to be in South Africa during the time of voting so that they can rake properly. And the ANC obliges, extend the ZTP permit. I think they said it's 6 months or something. After those 6 months, the elections are over. Mnangagwa was already rigged. What they are going to do, I do not know whether they are going to go. The companies are going back to Harare to bargain again to get more mineral resources that belong to the Zimbabweans that have been turned into slaves in South Africa. You see now, this whole thing, this whole gold mafia in Zimbabwe, what it does is that it destroys the ability of the economy to diversify because of the gold mafia. Now the government is more focused on acquiring mineral resources and SADC politicians, including those in the ANC, are also preoccupied with acquiring Zimbabwe's mineral resources at the expense of service delivery in Zimbabwe. They fail service delivery here in South Africa. They go and corrupt and already corrupt ZANU-PF. So you can see it's a corrupt relationship that causes our country and our economy not to grow. It's because our economy is not growing, our industries are dying. Zimbabweans end up coming to South Africa and they become second-class citizens with limited rights, earning peanuts and dehumanized. And all the while, the police are arresting the Zimbabweans, taking bribes for not having papers, and at the same time, the Home Affairs is not even giving people sufficient papers. After all, it's you who want people to have papers, give them, but they're not giving them those papers. You know what I'm saying? All the while, Zimbabweans are not allowed to do this. There's a lot of job opportunities that Zimbabweans are not allowed because they are foreigners. Yes, they could be in their country doing well if only ANC is not eating gold mafia money with ZANU-PF. Do you see now the depth of the oppression? Do you not understand when we say the Zimbabweans are in a shithole? Perhaps one thing that Donald Trump was right about is that it's a shithole country. It really is shithole country with shithole politicians. That's what we have. Politicians are supposed to be serving people, but these ones, they use this great political architecture that was set up by apartheid. Yes, apartheid government and the Smith government. They're the ones who set up this beautiful architecture of parliamentary system, people representation, blah blah blah, the police, the home affairs, the whole industry, only to give to criminals, black criminals who hate black people, who when they come together as SADC, they figure out a way of how to keep the whole of the SADC region in chains. They have created this elite system of which is only the elite. So ZANU-PF is an elite in Zimbabwe, ANC is an elite in South Africa. When they come together, their discussion is about how to oppress the black Zimbabweans and the black South Africans. They say put South Africa first, put South Africa first. If ANC is serious about putting South Africa first, they should be concerned about the South African residents who are having to struggle with employment opportunities, because now this economy of South Africa is congested with immigrants from the region. And the immigrants from the region, especially the ones from Zimbabwe, are what they are because the ANC is in cohort with the ZANU-PF gold mafia to focus on wealth extraction of the mineral sector of Zimbabwe instead of fixing the country, which is their job. Hello. Oh, yeah. Which is the job that they must be doing. Do you hear what I'm saying? Somebody is laughing at me because he thinks I'm mad. Yeah, I am mad. How can I not be made? How can I not be made? We are growing and becoming older. Our children are becoming older or becoming grandfathers and grandmothers. All the while, we had quiet diplomacy. God Almighty, don't let me go there. Do you know which year Thabo Mbeki said that quiet diplomacy in Harare? That is when they started eating. I remember hearing in Zimbabwe about the mines that are owned by ANC members. That Robert Mugabe gave them. Every Zimbabwean knows about that. We know about that. Quiet diplomacy. A whole generation lost, all because the comrades must eat. Aye. This ANC ZANU-PF alliance must fall. And as we are removing ZANU-PF from power, we need to recognize who is the friend of ZANU-PF, who is aiding ZANU-PF. ANC is one of them. ANC is one of them, one of the oppressors of the Zimbabweans, both in Zimbabwe and in South Africa, is ANC. When South Africans are wondering why is ANC letting all of these foreigners come to South Africa, it's because they don't want Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe. Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe are a danger to ANC. ANC wants Zimbabweans here in Johannesburg, in Gauteng, so that they can feed the Zimbabweans to their police. Okay. Well, fed to the dogs. The police are taking bribes from the border all the way to Johannesburg, all the way. Every day, if you are walking in Johannesburg, we just meet the police. If you pass, here is Zimbabwean, we must give them 50 rand, we must give them 100 rand. That's what they want the whole day. That's what they want, to pay them peanuts. That's what Aaron Twaleti and Cyril Ramaphosa and the people in the ANC want. They want Zimbabweans here so that they become slaves. In the meanwhile, the country Zimbabwe itself is rich, endowed with mineral resources that the ANC and Zanu PF are stealing from the people of Zimbabwe. So you get to see here, there's no liberty here. What liberation here? Go and fight. Go and fight. If we start fighting here in South Africa, ANC must stop stealing our resources in Zimbabwe. And we can go, we don't care about ZTP permits. We can go to a free country where Idim Nangagwa, Zanu PF, ANC's friends should be out of power so that Zimbabweans can take over their country. But you see, ANC doesn't want that, because if that happens, Zimbabweans will go home, they take their minerals back, they take their country back, and it's bad for the looters of the ANC, because they want, it's not enough that they are looting South Africa. They have to loot also neighboring countries. So we are getting to see that this Southern African Union is really not working for us people. It's only working for the elite, and they're in cohorts keeping each other in power. Holy is God. There must be a revolution in Africa that will take out all of these old presidents, all the way from South Africa to the top of the continent. All of them must go. Okay, not just Zanu PF, all of them, they must go. And we install leadership that is people oriented. Okay, the leadership for the people oriented, not these corrupt guys. All is God, enough is enough. Yes. Yours cartel. Once over nzima elizweni, ngabantu, just a few people. We need to get rid of them.